Hello YouTube, this is the Sim Basketball Operator bringing you an NBA 2K13 online association commentary. This is T-Unit's online association. As you can see, I'm already 4-0, and this is actually simulated. I have not played a game yet. The draft was Friday, May 10th, and I actually missed the first part of the draft because I had work until that time. So as you can see, I'm asking people when they want to play, trying to work out the schedule. The pace was normal, but he changed it. I guess he slowed it down because 4 of my games are already simulated and I won all 4 of them. So apparently my team is pretty good, even though I have nothing really to do with it. If you want to play me, please leave when you're best at and what team you are, like what time you can play, so that way we can get these games scheduled out soon, and I'll be able to play more of them. For me, I would say Tuesdays, Thursdays in the early afternoon, so that's about like 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So now let's look at my team. I'm a lucky dog. I got the 2nd pick in the draft, so the CPU selected Kevin Durant. Look at those skills. Then with their next pick, I think they took Kevin Garnett, another great player. I guess people were shying away from him because of his age. And then the 3rd round pick, I got Ty Lawson. This is not 85 overall Ty Lawson, but he is still a beast nonetheless. A great offensive weapon to have on this team. The 4th pick was Wesley Matthews, a good shooting guard, can shoot the 3, and played really good defense. He's going to pretty much be an upgrade over Thabo Sefolosha. That's how that lineup's going to work out. Our center's Andre Blatch. I wish he could be a little bit better. Glenn Davis is our 6th man. He's got that brick wall signature skill. Tony Douglas is a role player. I actually selected him. And then I picked Lance Stevenson, a good defender. He's better now with the roster update. He's like a 75 overall. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, the center from Toronto. He's actually from Lithuania. Then Tobias Harris, another guy that's been upgraded in the recent roster update. He's a good player. Then Jannero Pargo, who I feel is like my steal pick. He's my 12th round pick. And my worst player on my team goes to Bismack Biyombo, who's actually a pretty good player to use, from my opinion. He's got that eraser signature skill. Now let's take a look at some of the other teams. Miami Heat, it's a good team, looking like it with Dwight Howard and Paul Millsap. The Hornets, Blake Griffin, Eric Gordon. This guy actually put those guys on the trade block. I don't know why. This is actually a solid team. Now KC Master, or KCville, sent me a trade that was like Chris Paul and Maurice Harkless for Kevin Durant and I think Jannero Pargo. I'm not going to accept that because I'm comfortable with Ty Lawson at the point. You have Tony Parker leading the Knicks with Nene and Ray Allen and Tyson Chandler. That's an old team. Dwayne Wade's taking Kobe's spot in LA. He's got Brook Lopez and Ricky Rubio and Jimmy Butler. That's a pretty good team. Josh Smith leads the Orlando Magic. Last time I checked, I think he's leading the league in scoring. Again, this is 5-minute quarters, so the stats are going to be all out of whack. Kobe Bryant went to the Mavericks with Joakim Noah. That's a really good pairing. Expensive, but again, a really good pairing. Dirk Nowitzki takes his talents to Brooklyn, joined by DeMarcus Cousins, Mike Conley. Not a bad team at all. Pretty well-rounded as well. You got a lot of athleticism, some slashers, and some shooters. James Harden, Danny Granger, and Eric Bledsoe. This is a really perimeter-oriented team. I don't see a center there. This is a post-oriented team with Al Horford and Zach Randolph, just a bruising team. This team is interesting. I think this is now a CPU-controlled team, but this is Serge Ibaka and Paul George and Wilson Chandler. That's going to be a fun team to play with. A lot of shooting guards on this team. I don't know why, but it's a pretty solid team led by Manu Ginobili and J.R. Smith. LaMarcus Aldridge and Damian Lillard pair up again with Chandler Parsons going back to the Houston Rockets. That's kind of funny and ironic. I'm not sure how this guy managed to pick up both those players, though. Andrew Bynum is now a San Antonio Spur with Monta Ellis, Chauncey Billups, Elton Brand. Here's Drew Holiday leading the Phoenix Suns. Not a bad team. This is a pretty good team. Derrick Rose went to the OKC Thunder with Luol Deng and Anderson Varejao. Anderson Varejao is a good player. I know that from my association. Tim Duncan, Brandon Jennings, Vince Carter are on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Andre Iguodala leads the Portland Trail Blazers. This team's okay, I guess. Kevin Love, Kawhi Leonard, Goran Dragic, and Jeremy Lin, and Marcus Camby. Not a bad team. Everyone, I think, did a pretty good job. Rondo led Wizards here. Russell Westbrook, David Lee lead the 76ers. Yeah, I don't really see any atrocious teams put together. People were pretty intelligent about it. It seemed like not everyone was at the draft, though. This is my friend. He's also in this association. He has his favorite player, so for those playing him, just know that he's a Carmelo Anthony cheeser. Here's Darren Williams going to the Bulls, and Paul Pierce. That's a cool team. That's a fourth quarter closing team, and LeBron went back to the Cavaliers. That's hilarious in our online association. I don't know what to say about that one. Chris Bosh leads the Celtics. This team doesn't look that good, but maybe he knows how to use John Wall really well. Here's T-Unit's team. Rudy Gay, Anthony Davis, Roy Hibbert, Isaiah Thomas, Shannon Brown. That's a pretty good team. And this team is deadly with Kyrie Irving, Tyreek Evans, and Marcin Gortat. So as you can see, I'm tied for first. The Raptors are also 4-0. Forgot who was on their team. But, you know, it's a long season. It's an 82-game season. I probably won't be getting all around to all of them. Sorry for those who want to play me. And for those who just want to kick my butt. But, you know, this 4-0 is probably not going to last because I really don't play online. And I imagine that so there are some people here who are absolutely beasts and have drafted players that they can use. Now practice makes perfect. Going to the practice session with Kevin Durant. Just a great guy to have. Here's Ty Lawson, starting point guard. He's going to really fit in well with this team. He's got the anti-freeze, which is one of my favorite, as well as finisher. So he's got similar skills to Kyrie. Now Kevin Garnett is money. He is absolutely money from mid-range. He's a deadly player. He's got a lot of post skills that I think a lot of post players should strive for. He's got post proficiency, post playmaker, defensive anchor. And then here's Wesley Matthews. As you can see, he's got hot spots in the corners. Not much of a mid-range shooter, but he also can slash the basket at will. And here we go. We got Andre Blatch. This is one of the guys I'm probably going to put on the trade block. He's got a nice mid-range, close-range jumper, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Andre Blatch, especially after what he did in Washington or what he did not do in Washington. This is my sixth man, Glenn Davis. He's a great guy to have just because of that brick wall signature skill. If you remember one of my earlier association videos, he absolutely destroyed Tristan Thompson. Now here's Tony Douglas. He's also could be on the trading block, but not for the reason. He's actually not a bad player. His release is really quick, so I just got to get used to it. Jonas Valanciunas, the rookie. He's got a nice mid-range touch. For a big man, he's about 7 feet tall. I mean, I probably will get used to that release because he's 7 foot. I'm not quite used to shooting from there. And he's also got a little bit of bounce. Now, going deeper into the bench, we got Lance Stevenson. He's a starter in Indiana, and he's really quick in this game. He's not much of an outside shooter, but he can get to the basket. He's got decent dribble moves. I remember reading in one Sports Illustrated that he was like the second-ranked high school player after John Wall. And here we go with Tobias Harris. He's a pretty good player. Apparently he's got no cold zones. He's an all-around good player. He's pretty big, not the quickest. Now this is my steal, and this is the reason why. Look at all these hot zones. Gennaro Pargo's a beast. The only reason why I picked him up is I remember from one of those QJB My Team videos. And then here is our bench warmer, Bismack Biyombo. He's just got a great name and an interesting skill set. I hope he really pans out in Charlotte. And you know, you gotta practice your post moves as well. Look at Kevin Garnett turning back and hitting the fadeaway jumper. Again, I was working on Glenn Davis, who's not the greatest post defender. And that's gonna be one of our weaknesses, you know, getting abused by those hard-hitting centers and some really good rebounders. So, even though we're 4-0, we still have some weaknesses that we have to address, maybe through a trade. There's some decent players left on the free agency market. I think it's because of their age and how bad their contract is. And here's Bismack Biyombo even getting on the post move action. Pretty good player as well. So, we got a couple players I'm not the biggest fans of. Andre Blatch is the only one that the CPU drafted that I'm kind of regretting not being there. But overall, it's a really good team. I'm really fortunate to get the second pick in the draft. And I hope you look out for other commentators. KCville, G Nation, T Unit, Cash Money Con, and the Rebuilding King, Rich, and his set of numbers that he has after his name. Please go check those guys out. I think they're going to be posting gameplay, so I'll be waiting on that. So yeah, this is a Sim Basketball Operator. Hopefully some more gameplay to come, and I'll see you guys next time.